Good morning, my dear students. How are you all? Okay, in our previous class, we have studied about physical properties of substances, a physical change, and about crystallization. In today's class, we shall study about chemical change. For example, if we leave a piece of iron, unused iron, in the open for some time, it acquires a film of brownish substance. This substance is called rust, and the process is called rusting. Iron gates of parks or farmlands, iron benches kept in lawns and gardens. Almost every article of iron kept in the open gets rusted. At home, you must have seen unused shovels and spades getting rusted when exposed to the atmosphere for some time. In the kitchen, a wet iron pan, that is tawa, often gets rusted if left in that state for some time unused. Rust is not iron. It is different from iron on which it gets deposited. So, dear students, a change in which one or more new substances are formed is called a chemical change. A chemical change is also called a chemical reaction. Chemical changes are very important in our lives. All new substances are formed as a result of chemical changes. For example, digestion of food in our body, ripening of fruits, fermentation of grapes, etc. happen due to series of chemical changes. A medicine is the end product of a chain of chemical reactions. Useful new materials such as plastics and detergents are produced by chemical reactions. Indeed, every new material is discovered by studying chemical changes. We have seen that one or more new substances are produced in a chemical change. In addition to new products, the following may accompany a chemical change. Heat, light, or any other radiation, ultraviolet for example, may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced. A change in smell may take place or a new smell may be given off. A color change may take place. A gas may be formed. Dear students, you must have noticed that a slice of an apple acquires a brown color if it is not consumed immediately, isn't it? If you have not seen this change in color, cut a fresh slice of apple and keep it away for some time. Repeat the same activity with a slice of potato or brinjal. The change of color in these cases is due to the formation of new substances. Are not these changes chemical changes? This is one change that affects iron articles and slowly destroys them. Since iron is used in making bridges, ships, cars, truck bodies, and many other articles, the monetary loss due to rusting is huge. The process of rusting can be represented by the following equation. Iron plus oxygen, that is from the air, plus water gives rise to rust. For rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water or water vapor is essential. In fact, if the content of moisture in air is high, which means if it is more humid, rusting becomes faster. So, how do we prevent rusting? Prevent iron articles from coming in contact with oxygen or water or both. One simple way is to apply a coat of paint or grease. In fact, these coats should be applied regularly to prevent rusting. Another way is to deposit a layer of a metal like chromium or zinc on iron. This process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron is called galvanization. The iron pipes we use in our homes to carry water are galvanized to prevent rusting. Dear students, you know that ships are made of iron and a part of them remains underwater. On the part above water also, water drops keep clinging to the ship's outer surface. Moreover, the water of the sea contains many salts. The salt water makes the process of rust formation faster. Therefore, ships suffer a lot of damage from rusting in spite of being painted. So much so that a fraction of ship's iron has to be replaced every year. Dear students, you know that stainless steel is made by mixing iron with carbon and metals like chromium, nickel, and manganese. That's why it does not rust. So, my dear students, in today's class we learned chemical properties, chemical change, and a chemical reaction, as well as galvanization. Till the next class, stay home, stay safe, bye.